Welcome to Alchemist of Self, the podcast for big dreaming, trailblazing, heart-led, high achiever baddies. Here we dive deep into the realms of spirituality, self-discovery, and subconscious mindset work. We'll explore the art of shadow work and stepping into your full authentic power. This is a space for visionaries, entrepreneurs, and creatives ready to make a massive impact. Get ready for potent insights, soulful conversations, and magnetic energy that will encourage, support, and inspire you to become the most authentic, confident, and unstoppable version of yourself. Let's transform together, one episode at a time. Hi, my loves. Welcome to another episode of Alchemist of Self podcast. Today, we're just going to jump straight into it. So this was something that I've spoken about plenty of times before on my socials, and also taught this in a few masterclasses in the past. And this download came through, well, I'd already intended to talk about this like a couple of weeks ago. I put it in my notes app on my phone that this was going to be an episode on the podcast. And then a couple of days ago, it really, more information just kind of landed and grounded into what this framework really has looked like for me, that I have integrated, learnt, applied, embodied, and realized the structure of what manifestation actually looks like. I know manifestation is one of those that has become super popular word and has been touched on in different ways, but the most common one that I feel is still being spoken about, which is part of manifestation but isn't the full formula of manifestation, is to envision, to ask for, to intend, and then you will manifest. Now, there is one key element to manifestation, but there are other elements that need to be aligned and embodied, integrated, and taken action on to have the full formula, the wholeness of what manifestation truly is. So let's get into it, because manifestation is something that I not so much nowadays dive into learning. It's one of those things that do kind of keep reminding me of what I already know about it now. So I kind of almost just sink deeper and deeper into the codes of it, of the knowing of it. But a few years ago, I was really obsessed with learning what manifestation is. Like, I understand the idea of it, but how do I actually apply it? Like, what do I need to do to get into the frequency, into the alignment that gets spoken about to be able to manifest? Now, I definitely had my trial and errors through this, because I remember even, about 3 years ago, I genuinely thought, and I'm sure some of you are getting tripped up on this idea also about manifestation. I genuinely thought that it's just all about the frequency. It's all about just believing and staying in a positive frequency and staying in a frequency of gratitude, and I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is believe and envision and make sure that my frequency is aligned to the desire, so that it will just flow in and I don't have to do anything to make it happen. It will just come to me. Once again, there are elements of the key to manifestation in that. However, I believe there is some work that needs to be done before reaching that point where it happens like that, where manifestations do just come in almost effortlessly, but it's not without effort to get to that effortless state. And the other key element is that it still also takes work, physical action, and what I love to call inspired and aligned action is one of the key parts to manifestation. So, the way that, simply put, that will probably resonate and keep this idea in your mind is it's 80% inner hustle, the inner work, the inner healing, the inner alignment, the inner upgrades, the inner remembrance, empowerment, self-love, inner child healing, shadow work, self-regulation, somatic healing, doing the inner work 80% and only 20% aligned action. Because I think this is important to hear, that it's only 20% aligned action, because there will be some of you who also feel the need to control the outcome so much that you're over involving yourself with your logic and with forced action, just doing things just for the sake of doing it, rather than trusting in your own divine source and intuition and inner guidance to lead the way or have the inspiration and taking action from that. And instead, because there's still limitations and fear and mistrust to know that you can surrender, you are obsessing over the control of trying to plan more, trying to structure more, trying to take more action. And again, 20% of it does have that element. But some of you are doing it like fucking 95% is that. And not even looking at the inner work, when it should be very much the other way around, is how you will align yourself to the frequency of calling in more opportunities, calling in more inspiration, activating more creativity within you, activating more self-confidence and self-love and self-belief, becoming more magnetic, becoming more authentic, which also continuously just, you become this magnet and become the alignment of the frequency of your desires through the inner work. And then you will know stronger, feel the urge, the inspirational hit of what action to take next from inspired action. So that was a lot of rambling. I'm sure the pieces will fall into place even from what I just said, but I'm about to really lay it down for you now. So this is what really came through for me a couple of days ago. The structure of manifestation, the formula per se. Like I already said, intention and desire, key roles of this formula. Because without intention and desire, what are you even manifesting? Right? We know this. This is what comes actually very easy to us. But sometimes we're also not intending or desiring big enough because of lack of self-belief. Now, self-belief also is what creates the lack of trust and surrender, which is also a key role of manifesting and not being too controlling or trying to be too involved. There's an element of surrender and trust in the dance of manifestation. But the big desire and intention and the trust and surrender all comes down to self-belief. Because if you subconsciously do not believe that you can have the greatness, that you can have the bigness, that you can have all that juicy desire, that it's not possible for you, even though consciously you're already seeing it, or even possibly consciously you're even capping it as a putting it in the not possible basket, not going to happen. So this is why it's so important to do shadow work with that inner work, to break through your upper limits, break through the limitations, and really question what is going on with your belief system subconsciously. Where are you holding back? Where are you not trusting yourself? Because self-belief not only is what you become with how you embody yourself, with how you express yourself. Self-belief is what creates your frequency, your identity, your personality, your behavior, and the way that you take action. So the key element to manifestation that I would focus on firstly is the inner work through shadow work, through your belief. Really understanding where are the lack beliefs. Where do you not believe you're good enough? Where do you not believe you're worthy enough? Where do you not believe that it's possible for you, that it's only possible for everyone else, even though that vision literally came to you and it would not come to you if you weren't able to attain it, to create it, to become it. So this is really where self-belief plays such a big role in manifestation. If you do not have the cultivation of self-belief with your value, with your worth, it doesn't matter how many fucking affirmations you do of, I'm a money magnet, I'm a millionaire, da 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 da, because you don't believe it. Affirmations have their place and they're so fucking powerful, but once again, it comes down to self-belief. And that self-belief is a type of frequency where you truly can feel almost this tingling sensation through your body that you can cultivate when you're doing the affirmations in the mirror. I highly recommend doing it in the mirror. Mirror work is so fucking potent. So looking at yourself in the mirror while you're doing the affirmations. Or another hot tip is voice recording yourself doing affirmations and listening to them on repeat when you're cleaning, when you're cooking, when you're driving, and subliminally, rewiring through your own voice. So yes, affirmations are powerful, but only if you're also doing the inner work to break through the limiting beliefs that do not fully claim or own the affirmations, the owning of your value, of your worth, of your desires and intentions. Because self-belief will also interfere with whether or not you take the action, whether or not you trust yourself enough whether you trust yourself enough to also just be, surrender, rest, pause, so that the inspired action can come to you for you to take action on. Because your self-belief will also interfere with exactly why you're feeling like you need to control the situation so much, because you don't trust yourself, or you don't trust in your higher self, or you don't trust in your intuition and your inner guidance enough to just stop, pause, ground, surrender, self-regulate, come back to presence, come back to you, come back to your true nature. But if there's some form of a belief that you have to keep working hard, success only comes through hard work, that whatever other beliefs are in place for you. Yes, you're playing with certain elements of the formula of manifestation, but you're not in the wholeness of it, which is intention, desire, self-belief, trust, surrender, inspired action. And self-belief being the core of all of it. And the way that you shift that and work through that 80% of inner hustle is through doing the deep work of shadow work. And only then can you truly come into this beautiful dance of manifestation and its wholeness. And it's almost a natural way of just living, of being. And that is when you experience things, opportunities, clients, ideas, creativity, inspiration just falling into your lap like out of nowhere, like effortlessly. It's because you've already been doing the work internally. You've already been showing up and devoting consistently, aligning yourself to the frequency, becoming the version of you that can hold the intention and the desire. And the beauty of this deep inner work and devotion is that you not only break through the limitations, the blocks, clear the energetic, the yuckiness that has kept you stagnant, that has been capping your power, capping your worthiness and belief of your value, your authenticity, and actually just showing up as a bad bitch. Because you break through these limitations, these beliefs, these thoughts that are most likely negative self-talks, you allow yourself to cultivate the self-love and self-belief empowerment. And because of this, now you're aligning yourself to that frequency of your desires that they talk about when it comes to manifestation. And it's about feeling fucking good. And you will feel better and better and feel more like a bad bitch, like you're truly that bitch, when you devote yourself to this inner work, which it also is the frequency that you want to be in as much as possible, like genuinely, authentically, not in a faking way. But this is what the devotion to your inner work will allow you to be, also through the self-regulation. Stay grounded, be present with yourself, come into your true energy, your true state, your authentic self, which will just feel so fucking good. Because you're finally yourself. You're finally being, dressing, playing, showing up, expressing, speaking up, creating from your true self, which can only light you the fuck up, which is the frequency of magnetism that also allows you to call in the inspiration to take action, the creativity to birth something beautiful, whether it's a business or an art piece or music. So, devotion to the inner work to shift the self-belief will allow everything else to unravel and manifest some goddamn magic. 80% inner hustle, devotion, deep work, deep inner work, shadow work, inner child healing. This is my specialty. I am a self-proclaimed, but also have had multiple other people tell me that I am a shadow work queen, goddess, priestess. So this is why the transformation is so rapid and so fucking massive and life-changing for all of my clients that work with me, either one-on-one or also my group containers, also just from listening to my free resources, is because I don't fluff around on the fucking surface. The deep root cause of the lack, of the fear, of the unworthiness, of misalignment, of confusion is through the shadow work, through fully owning your shadows and also questioning and recognizing the root of it all is where the real work is at, and is where it's going to just blow your fucking life up in the best way possible. And then taking 20% of that aligned action. But it's all about recognizing what kind of beliefs are interfering with the way that you show up or don't show up, with who you believe you are or don't believe you are, and how that interferes with your personality, with your behavior, with your habits, and with your action. And then fucks with the manifestation of what you're truly here to create and manifest through your desires and intentions. So, formula of manifestation that I have concluded and embodied and has worked and is a part of my almost natural being now. It doesn't take effort anymore. It just takes devotion, and that devotion just becomes second nature when you stay consistent to your devotion. So my loves, put this formula into play, and if you're ready to do the deep work and really blow the fucking roof off your limitations, holla, DM me. I do customizable one-on-one coaching packages that include, of course, one-on-one coaching with me, but also include my alchemy sessions, which are shadow work sessions, including inner child healing, womb healing, past life regression, soul contract clearing, energy pulling, all that deep, good shit. So DM me one-on-one if you want to discuss customizing your own one-on-one coaching package based on where you're currently at and where you want to be. I also offer flexible payment plans. So that's it for this episode, my loves. Go out there and be absolute magical bitches. Much love.